How's it going, guys? My name is Joe Vieira at the Musician's Lounge. Welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified of any new releases that I release every week. Today's video is all about a new series I'm starting out for you beginners out there who are trying to record music at home, but you don't know what to buy and you don't know how to hook it up. You don't even know the first step and what to do. So this is called Home Studio Recording for Beginners. This is a new series I'm starting, and this is part 1. This is going to show you the 7 things you need to get started recording music at home. This will not break the bank, and if you have a PC, this is going to be really helpful for you because that saves you a ton of money right there. If you have a PC with at least 8 gigabytes of RAM, then you're good to go. Now this is for PC users only. This is not for Mac users. I don't know anything about Mac. I know some of the features and things you need to do are applied to a Mac, the same thing, because all the DAWs are the same, but PC and Mac are a little bit different. So I don't know anything about Mac. So this applies to only PC users. So I hope you guys enjoy this. This is going to be a long series, so grab your popcorn because it's going to be a long series of videos showing you step by step what to buy, how to hook it up, and then from that point on we're going to discuss how to arm a track, how to record your very first instrument. It doesn't matter if it's vocals, guitar, whatever. I'm going to show you how to do that, and then we'll get involved in how to navigate through the software and all that stuff, because all softwares are basically the same. I use Persona Studio 1.6. There's a lot of Pro Tools users out there and a lot of CAKEWALK users, and you know, they all use the same principles, but some have the drag and drop features. Most of them do, which is a really big hit right now on a lot of these recording softwares. But this series is going to show you the basics, and this is for the beginner only, so I'm going to explain it as easy as possible, because I know how frustrated it is to buy all the stuff and you hook it all up and it's not working, or you bought all your gear but you don't know how to hook it up, and it's frustrating. I had to start off by watching a lot of videos from Joe Gilder. He's a YouTuber now. He's with Personas. He's been with Personas for quite some time now. He's been a really big help when I first started. So there's a lot of videos out there, and all the recording software companies, they all have these tutorial videos, so you're going to be pretty well set. But it's kind of scary jumping from analog recording to digital, because I came from a 24-track Tascam, and it was a really nice unit, and I recorded a lot of music on it. But ever since I stepped away from that to PC recording, life's been easier. So it is a lot easier, but it's a little bit of a headache, but I'm going to get you there. So together we will figure this out. So welcome to the new series, and this is part 1, the 7 things you need to do or to get in order to record music at home. So let's go. We're going to get started right now, and I'm going to show you the 7 things that you need to get started recording music at home. Okay, now before I get started, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss the next video. I'm always releasing new videos every week. This is going to be a long process. I know it's going to be a long series of videos, but at the end it's going to help you guys out because I'm going to explain it the easiest way possible. Okay, so there's going to be 7 things that you will need to start home recording at home. Okay, 7 easy steps to setting up a music studio at home. Number 1, you need your computer. Number 2, you need your DAW, which stands for Digital Audio Workstation, which is your software. Number 3, you need your audio interface that hooks up into your computer USB, plugs right into your USB port. You need your monitors or headphones or both. Okay, microphone, you need a decent condenser mic or something that can record your voice, or front face of a cabinet, or the sound hole of an acoustic guitar. You just need a mic that is versatile on it for any use. Okay, you need your MIDI keyboard. That is your keyboard controller. Now they range from Like some of them are like full, you know, they have the full keys on there, the full keyboard, and some of them have like a quarter where you can split it and go to higher octaves and then drop it back down to lower octaves, so that way it saves space in your studio. Because if you have a small desk, you would want a small keyboard controller. Then you need your workspace. Now your workspace can have like room for simple desk. Now my desk that I'm sitting at right now, it's really nice. It's got the top piece that I set my monitor on, and then I have another monitor right here on the left, and then I got my left and right monitors on my speaker monitors on top, and then I have my two bottoms and all my gears right in front of me, and then I got my keyboard that pulls out. It's got like a pull out that for my keyboard and mouse. So that's the setup that you should have. And then to start off with, like your computer, let's talk about the computer. Like you can use a laptop, and there's a controller right there, a keyboard controller right there. There's your laptop or PC, whatever. Now this applies to only PC user, because I'm not a Mac user, but I'm sure the same principle applies to Mac users as well. It's just I don't know the routing on that. I don't know how to set up the sound settings on that. Just PC. So this applies mostly to PC users. Okay, just wanted to throw that out there. Now, when you start off with your computer, you want to make sure your computer is fast, has a decent memory, at least 8 gigabytes of RAM and memory. Memory is recommended because when you're working on music projects, with a large amount of tracks, and you got a lot of things going on in the background underneath the hood, especially all your plugins, because plugins, virtual instruments take a lot of resources off your computer. So your computer is working harder, because it has to read all that information so fast. So like when you're working on a large number of tracks and effects, it can basically slow your computer down. And especially if your computer is outdated, then that is another issue. So you always want to have a nice PC with at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, so, and also you need to have a lot of storage. Now, I myself have 4 2-terabyte solid hard drives, because there's less moving parts. A conventional hard drive has a needle that moves around and all that stuff, and it's moving around super fast. The hard drives that I use are solid state. The only time that I will dump anything on my operating system's drive is just the operating system itself. That's all that's on that drive. So that's my OS drive. Then I have external drives for all my sound libraries and all my music projects and all that stuff. So therefore I never run out of space. So you got to make sure you have that too. That is a good idea to take into consideration. Now, the next thing you want to, out of the 7 things that we have to start going, let's talk about the DAW itself, which stands for Digital Audio Workstation. Okay, so this is a software that's used for recording purposes for your computer. It's called a DAW. It stands for Digital Audio Workstation. Most DAWs allow you to add effects to your sounds, like compression, EQing, reverb, and delay. A lot of musicians use these items, these plugins, to make their music sound good. And there's a lot of production DAWs out there. There's Pro Tools, there's Cakewalk, there's PreSonus, which is the one I use, and there's MIXCRAFT. MIXCRAFT is really good for beginners. And then what I did after I started with MIXCRAFT, that's how I started. Then I went to PreSonus later on after watching videos from Joe Gilder. I figured, hey man, this seems a lot better to use. It's user friendly, and I love the drag and drop feature. That's why I went to Studio One. Now a lot of the recording softwares are doing the drag and drop feature. So like if you have a track open, for instance, and you want to add a couple plugins, you just basically pick that plugin, drag it and drop it right into your track, and you're done. And then you set it up accordingly. So there's hundreds of DAWs out there. You just got to make sure you pick the right one for beginners. I recommend either MIXCRAFT or PreSonus Studio One. They have a free version. There's a lot of free versions out there. So just make sure that you pick the right one. That's all I can say. And make sure that you have enough space on your computer. So, and basically what you do is you just log into your laptop or PC, whatever, and all you need is a Wi-Fi connection, and you basically just go to any one of those sites, PreSonus.com, or you can go to MIXCRAFT or Acoustica.com, which they're the ones that make MIXCRAFT, which is MIXCRAFT 10, I believe now. I haven't used their software in a while, but that's their version. And then you got CAKEWALK, and then you got Fruity Loops. There's so many out there, it's ridiculous. So number 3 out of the list, we want to talk about the audio interface. An audio interface goes from analog to digital, okay? A lot of those recorders out there, 4-track, 8-track recorders and all that stuff, they're analog. So that's what I did. I got sick of doing that, because when you cut, copy, paste, and split, or expand a track to, open it up and see, the actual WAV file, and you want to open it up and splice it and whatever, and get, dive really deep into it. You can't do that with the analog recorder, because the screen, like my Tascam 24 track recorder, was awesome. Don't get me wrong, it's nice, but the screen was so small, you could barely read it, to fine tune the splitting process, or the cutting and copying and pasting. It was so bad. So I would have to redo the whole track all over again. With PC, you don't have to do that. So, and then, with the recorders, you had to punch in and out a lot. So, so this basically, with the audio interface, you can record any instrument with the, either XLR or 1/4 inch, like a guitar cable or XLR mic cable, because they're universal. So you can do both. So my interface I have is by PreSonus, and this is the IO24. Which I love this thing. I really like it a lot. I will leave a link down below where you can get this interface, but go check that out. So if you have a guitar keyboard that you would like to use on your song, the audio interface is the way to go. If you want to record yourself with a microphone facing the sound hole on acoustic, and you got your vocal mic, you can do that as long as you have 2 channels, because you got your acoustic mic, and then you got your vocal mic. Or you can just do a simple vocal and acoustic guitar all on one track. You can do that as well, and because your microphone, especially a condenser microphone, that picks up the vocal and the guitar all the way around the mic, that's the way to do it too. It's called omnidirectional, so you can do that too. And there's a picture right there of like the laptop, your microphone, and then that looks like a Behringer 4 preamp interface. That's what I have. I don't use it anymore. I have like 4 different interfaces. So anyways, next thing is your studio monitors. Okay, the next thing we need to talk about is your studio monitors. Now, the studio monitors are for monitoring your sound. Okay, so you can either use studio monitors or headphones, or you can have both. Now, I prefer both, because I like, when I'm mixing and mastering, I use headphones, and then I disconnect the headphones, and I like to hear the sound coming out of my top monitors, and then I go to the bottoms. So the tops are bigger, they have like 6-inch cones with the tweeters in it, and then the bottoms are 5. So I try to go from one system to the next to really utilize the mixing process. So now it depends on your budget, but there's a lot of monitors out there for cheap. You can get like 5-inch monitors for like $120 at your local Guitar Center or Sweetwater or wherever. Just go pick some up. They're real cheap. So there's that.
You definitely need headphones or monitors. Yeah, it can be one or the other or both. Okay, the next one. Okay, this is important. Your microphone. You gotta have a microphone. You gotta have a decent microphone, a dynamic microphone like the Shure SM7B or the 57 or 58. You could do that, but I prefer condenser microphones. Okay, condenser microphones are great for vocals. They're great for guitars, you know, like the sound hole on acoustic guitar. It just all depends on the room that you're in too. Okay, condenser microphones are great for vocals, but can be problematic if the space you're recording is not soundproofed. That is another issue. If you got a room that echoes when you talk or whatever, that's not good. So you're gonna have to get the soundproofing foam, whatever. That's like I don't need it in this room because this room's pretty solid, but I was almost tempted to buy it. And you just put them like 3 feet apart on the walls to eliminate that echo. A bedroom is perfect. You can have a bedroom and record music in a bedroom, an office room, living room, whatever. But it just has to be, you can't have any reverb inside the room at all, or ambience. You can't have any of that. Okay, so, and then, you know, like I said, once you have your interface hooked up, you plug your microphone into one of the channels on your audio interface, and you should be able to record inside your DAW, which is your digital audio workstation, your recording software. Okay, so that was number 5. Number 6 is important as well. Any home studio would be incomplete without a MIDI controller. A MIDI controller is a keyboard. It's a mini keyboard, and it looks like this right here. Okay, that's what it looks like. Now, MIDI keyboards, they range in size. It can be like one that's like 2 feet long. It's like a short key MIDI keyboard. Then you got the full key set up like a regular piano. It's got all the keys. They're huge. But I like the smaller versions of a MIDI controller because it sits right on my desk. So that's, if you're in a tight spot and you're in a tight space, you want to be able to fit everything on one desk. Try to anyways. And then get yourself a short key MIDI keyboard. You can split the keys up. You can go, they have a setting on there where you can go a higher octave or lower octave, whatever. So you can play all the full range of all the keys. It's just, you got to press the button to do that. But it's really good. MIDI controllers are really good because it's really nice to have that. So that way you can have keys in your music. Okay, so that's number 6. Okay, number 7 is important. It's your workspace. A lot of producers, especially home studio producers, they have their own little specific area where they record music, and some people will build a room specifically just for music, and it's all soundproofed and everything. And some of them have drum rooms where they can record an acoustic drum kit, and they're all enclosed. And then you got a vocal box where a vocalist will stand in a small little room, and it's all tight in there. I mean, there's no sound at all, no sound leakage at all. I mean, it's like tight, you can't hear nothing. So everything is solid in a vocal room. I wish I had one of those, but I don't. I use either a pop screen or one of those vocal things that goes behind the microphone, because I don't have an extra vocal room. So that's what I have to do, and that's what you would have to do if you don't have an extra room, like a closet or something. People use closets to record vocals, and they just soundproof it and, you know, make sure it's airtight and no bleed comes out of there. So now you can get a few accessories like XLR cables, pop filters that go over your microphone to eliminate the P's and the S's. Get yourself a microphone stand. Make sure you get that. There's so many things you can do. You can add a couple mic stands if you want. One specifically made for an acoustic guitar, a little shorty, or you can get one of those boom stands. You can do that. Or if you're a podcaster and you want a microphone that goes on your desk, get one of those desk mount microphone holders. You can get one of those too. They're really nice. They go for like $100, but they're worth it. You can get them on Amazon for $50. So anyways, but if you're not sure what DAW to use, you know, just ask yourself, what kind of music are you into? Are you into like beats and making trance, house, whatever, or you're a rapper, or you're a metal guitarist, or you know, whatever. A lot of these recording softwares can do anything because they also come with a lot of loops. So I don't use many loops. I mainly write you know, heavy metal or heavy rock music. I have 2 albums out and they're both heavy rock. So I don't use loops. They're all just, you know, all created from scratch. So I don't use any loops at all. But that's about it. Okay, so those are the 7 things that you need to get started. 7 easy steps to setting up a music studio at home. Your computer, number 1. Number 2, your DAW, which is your recording software. Number 3, your audio interface. Number 4, monitors and headphones. Number 5, microphone. Number 6, keyboard controller, MIDI controller. If you can, you get get a shorty. You know, if you're tight in space, get a short one. You don't have to get the full key controller. Then you need your workspace. Make sure you pick the right space to get the job done, where you have plenty of room to play your guitar, play a bass, sing, whatever. Set up accordingly, you know, because you want enough space. You don't want to be in a tight little area where you can't even move, because that will not work. And make sure there's no echo in the room, okay? No ambience whatsoever. And then before I end this video, just make sure your computer is fast enough and with at least 8 gigabytes of RAM with a good processor. If you have that, then you should be able to, you know, get started right away, even if you have a laptop. Or get yourself another memory stick. A lot of guys will, if they got 5 gigabytes or 8 gigabytes, they'll boost it up to 16 gigabytes, you know, with another memory stick in their laptop. Or you can go with the PC. I went with PC because I like it, because I don't like recording music on laptops. The only time I record music on laptops if I'm on the go. I can put it in my backpack and go somewhere, nice environment, and just play an acoustic and write music that way, and then take it back home, you know, because it's on a hard drive, an external hard drive. Then I dump it into my PC and my main computer at home, and go ahead and just drop it into another project, so I can do it that way. So that's what's good about having laptops too, because they're mobile, where you can just take it wherever you want. So if you're on a trip, you can record music. You know, if you got an acoustic and your microphone, hey, you're on a trip, you want to sing, you write a song on the fly, you know, open up your laptop, load up your recording software, get a small tiny little audio interface with you know, you can get yourself a cheap 1-channel audio interface for $50. Now the pricing on these vary. The computer can range from $500 to $1,000 and even $1,500. Mine costs $1,500 because this is specially made for audio and video. Your DAW can range from $50, $75 to $300. Like PreSonus, if you buy that outright, it's $300. But if you sign up their membership, with their membership like I do, it's $20 a month, and you get everything, the whole works, all their loop libraries, everything, all their plugins, everything, including the top of the line software, which is Studio One 6 Professional. And they just did an update, a really good update. They're always updating their stuff. And then your audio interface, you know, like I said, they range from $50 to $100. You can get a simple 2-channel. If it's just you recording music at home, just get a 2-channel. That's fine. Just get yourself a decent Behringer. They're cheap, $50, $60. Get yourself a PreSonus 2-channel. IL-24 is $99. That's the one I have right here. I love it. It's a 2-channel. It's got 2 preamps in it. Really nice. And then you have your monitors, which, you know, you get the 5-inch monitors, that's fine, you know, for a laptop or even your PC, just to get started. You can do that. Or if you don't have money to buy monitors, get yourself a decent pair of headphones for like 70 or 80 bucks. You can do that. And then you got your microphone. Microphones range in price too, because you know you're talking about dynamic and or working with a condenser microphone. I use condenser microphones, and they range from like 50 to 150 to thousands of dollars. Now you don't need that. You could buy yourself a $50 condenser mic and you're good to go. All right, and then your keyboard controller, which is probably around 60 bucks. You can find one at sweetwater.com or Guitar Center or any of those. They have some decent ones. I use the Nectar, which is a really nice one. It's a short key controller. It's really nice, and it eliminates a lot of dead space. So, you know, it's really good because it's small and it sits right on my desk and it doesn't take much room. That's how I like it. And then you have your workspace. Just make sure your workspace is sufficient enough to have your main PC monitor up front, right here in the middle. I have a wide screen, and then I have one on the left, to the left of me right here, and that controls my mixing console. So I always have my mixing console detached and on that screen, and then my main screen is my project window. That's how you want to work it. If you don't have two PC monitors, no problem. Just get yourself a decent size one, and use that as your main monitor. That would work too. So you're not going to break the bank getting all this stuff. It's not that bad. That concludes this video. I think I'm done because I don't want to make this video too long, but this will give you an idea of what to get in order. So once you get all this stuff, and if you have a PC already that with a decent amount of RAM, you're set. Then that saves you money right there. So that's what's going to cost you the most money, is the computer. If you don't have a PC or laptop, that's what's going to really break the bank, because in order to get a decent PC or laptop, you're going to spend at least 500 bucks or over for at least 8 gigabytes of RAM of memory. That's what's recommended. So I hope this video helps you guys out. This is part 1 of home studio recording for beginners. And stay on that musical journey. Don't get frustrated, because that's what this series is going to be about. It's going to help you the beginner, to get started, and I'm going to put you in the right direction without a bunch of headaches. Okay, so I will see you guys on the next video, part 2. And part 2 is basically going to show you how to hook up your audio interface to your computer, how to route it, how to set it up in settings in your PC, and all that stuff. All right, guys, I hope this helps you guys out in giving you step by step what to get started recording music at home. That's what this series is going to be about. This is part 1 of home studio recording for beginners. But I just wanted to start off with this, giving you guys a list of all the things you need to get started recording at home. And this is not going to really cost too much money, guys. It's not going to be that bad. So just keep that in mind. If you have a PC or a laptop, this is going to be really good for you, because that saves you a ton of money right there. And just make sure it has at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. But this concludes this part 1 of home studio recording for beginners. This is a new series. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss the next video. Also, please like and comment down below, because it always helps this channel out. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Stay on that musical journey, and together we'll figure all this out, and I will show you how to record at home. Take it easy, guys.